What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, DJ, the owner and jockey of the Metaphor Stables, back here with another video. Now, today we will be breeding for live events, evens, the 2000 soft and the 2000 hard. These are the only 2000 races that are available on the evens category. And the evens category are in your screen right before you. The grade 2s, the grade 4s, the grade 6, and the grade 8. This is the typical rewards that we normally get from the soft side. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. Let's get into it and see what we need to do. So these are the typical rewards that I normally see from the soft race among the evens. As for the hard, I'm pretty much sure if you go to a Road to a Champion stable, you'll see that we once raced there. So I normally have this system of breeding my entire evens. So this video typically is just gonna be me breeding the 2000 grade 4, grade 2, grade 6, and grade 8. So that just gives me a sense of like reassurance that, hey, Mr. DJ, we're done with the 2000s for the evens. We never have to breed another 2000 meter horse. In this case, we wanted to be dealing with back horses, and as you can see here, we have a back horse stallion who has ideally the traits I needed on the mare side. Now, focus on the screen as much as I'm speaking. I'm trying to be transparent as much as possible regarding what I'm doing. Here now is when we finally got the half breed that we needed. 75% thoroughbreed with 25% akalteki. We're just gonna promote her and then breed her with the stallion on this side. Even though he does not have the gold blazing hoof, the silver blazing hoof on the half breed will then turn pro because the stallion is 100% pure breed. Now, I'm gonna show you one of the most interesting things I've seen on this game. Pay attention to the typical results I get on the screen. Both parents, by the way, the pedigrees are full of A stars. The pedigrees are full of back horses. The pedigrees are full of all the things that we need, like all the necessary paraphernalia and the ingredients, to cook and eventually have what we need. But then there we had bad apples, in this case a 2002. So this is one thing that really discourages me when it comes to breeding. Please bear in mind, just like any other typical breeding video, I cuss a lot in terms of my writing on where the horses have to have a name, so I do cuss a lot. Disclaimer, please forgive me for that, but I'm human and I get furious. Now you see me more relaxed because all this is accomplished. But typically when I do this, it's so depressing, it is so annoying. You cannot understand what I go through. Here we were that close to having a perfect horse with a beautiful coat, and sadly it did not come as a perfect horse. This game, Rivalstars, it has this, I don't know, it's like the producers made it in a way respectfully that it always finds a way to hit you at your most sensitive spot. You breed an entire generation of perfect horses, you can't get a perfect horse. In this case, right here, I'll be writing whatever I have to write there, but as I write, let me just let it all out. It pains me to the core. Look at the pedigree, bruv. I want you to literally just sit down and look at the pedigree. It is so strong. It is full of everything needed for us to get a perfect horse. I want you to look at that pedigree. Look at it. Everything. 2000. The only thing was that one, the hard and fast. On that pedigree, everything needed to be perfect. And sadly, things were not adding up. And in this case, we're getting medium horses from an entire pedigree of softs. Medium track, sometimes you're going to get middle horses. This is what I don't understand typically about this game. How can we have people that produce this game walk to this path where consumers have to be so frustrated, so broken every time they see a result of what they tried to perfect? Do you get what I'm trying to say? You're going to take your time breeding horses back to back to back, removing all the B's, all the C's and the pedigree, and leaving only A stars and A's, or an entire pedigree of A stars, back horses soft 2,000 meters, and out of nowhere, among all that is holy, out of nowhere, I kid you not, the game chooses to poke you in the eye for no apparent reason, unbothered. You know, out of nowhere, they just do it. The breeding mechanics are horrible, which means nothing you typically do will yield the results that you need. In this case, it was not supposed to take this long for us to get a champion horse, but because of the game, we have scenarios like this: a medium track middle horse that was never there. I'm always left puzzled. That is why when I do this and I record, I get so furious. I get so furious to lens you cannot imagine. Perfect horses that were supposed to be bred maybe 4 or 5 times, and were supposed to give us a 2000 soft back horse, perfect horse. The only thing that probably would have prolonged breeding should have been us just kind of breeding for the correct bonus stats, because typically I want the +2s on speed, sprint energy, acceleration, and on jump. That one I always wanted on agility, but you know, it is what it is. In this case, we were breeding the same pair. Look at them, A stars, over and over and over and over and over, until all my gold was depleted from thousands to 300 until 0, getting the same sort of results. I wish the producers of this game could allow us to make sure that we pay an extra amount even though we're not supposed to. For instance, we have that option on breeding where it says lock to grade 3 or grade 4. Don't allow it to be like a 5. I guess you guys kind of understand what I'm trying to say. That option that allows you to lock. In this case, let there be an option for us, even though it's completely unnecessary. Let there be an option for us as the mobile users to lock in the position, the track surface, the distance, and also the stats, because this is just incredible. It is absolutely bizarre. Now, after breeding for as long as I can count, we finally get this. I've bred more than 60 grade 4s, more than 60 grade 4s, perfect horses back to back, in order to get this correct bonus stat, the correct the stats, but it was unnecessary. But as usual, guys, we have a tradition in the Rivalstars stables where we allow the horse to kind of just jump and feel at home, you know, run around the green carpet, the green grass, let the horse be comfortable, because this is where it's born. It should feel at home. Spend a little bit of time with the mother before we eventually promote it into a champion. I'm gonna show you that I was cooking a lot of things. Now, those are typical grade 8s I was breeding at the same time here. We had a grade 6 that we were breeding. I was just on my element of just breeding all these grades together. Now, I will show you the traits involved, and all these things. So, bear in mind, I took that long just to breed a grade 4 champion. The same problems I was going through, you're gonna go through them on the grade 2, on the grade 6, on the grade 8. Sadly, they have to be on 8. Now, this is typically where we were. The bonus stats also were refusing to go where they needed to go. On the 6-star, they went to agility and jump, and we sort of like had to go back and forth getting this right. Now look at the traits that I'm breeding, guys. You need to look at how they are. We have hard and fast, because hard and fast allows you to have faster stamina refill, at the same time allowing you to run the hard track surface. So breeding in the evens, if you have hard and fast on a 2000 soft, you allow that soft track to run also the 2000 hard. So the traits also I'm playing around, please bear in mind, even though I'm kind of narrating this sad story of what we have to deal with as consumers of pickpockets, Rivalstars. Ideally, anything that does not fall in the correct bonus stats and yada yada, even traits or track position, get rid of it. No matter how beautiful the horse looks, just don't feel discouraged. I also felt so discouraged. I have a lot of recordings here that shows you how I felt. Now, this entire time I've been breeding, I think for 4 weeks, yeah, if I'm not wrong, 4 weeks and a couple of days. It's just been me going through all this emotionally, psychologically, and losing so much gold trying to figure out why this game is so horrible when it's not supposed to be horrible. Now here we finally get the champion that we need. You have to have a keen eye. What do I mean? This is not a perfect course. This is not a perfect course, and I know a lot of you guys will kind of just push this horse aside and try get a perfect horse. Let me show you why this is a champion. Look at the bonus stats. The +3 are on speed and sprint energy. I'm pretty much sure I'm gonna then just chill, relax, and just write that on a horse's name there, just trying to explain why this is a champion, because it has the correct bonus stats. So do pay attention to that as well. So breeding doesn't just involve stats. Of course, stats are important. A perfect horse is so desirable. Sometimes you have unique cases like this horse. In this case, she has an A-star on speed, sprint energy, and A on acceleration, and you're like, So we have to pay attention to the stats. We have to pay attention to the bonus stats. We have to pay attention to the track. We have to pay attention to the distance, and you have to pay attention to the position. I told you guys I am more comfortable breeding back horses. In this case, we were gonna now be happy with this result that we got. In the beginning of this video, I showed you we are targeting 2000 soft. Everything we breed here will be 2000 soft, not 1600 soft, not 1200 soft, not 800 soft, because this should show you the levels. When it comes to breeding, you have individuals like me and other respective Hall of Famers out there that really take this breeding thing seriously. we never use any counterfeit horses. The people that pour their heart and soul into this. So bear in mind the traditional green grass walk here. Just bear in mind that whenever you feel lazy, there are guys like me. The other guys out there who obviously have better stables than me. That's just the harsh reality of this game. They have better stables than me. They have better jockeying techniques than me. And we can't afford to be lazy. We can't afford to be discouraged despite how horrible the game mechanics are. We have to keep in mind that others are really going all out when it comes to breeding. They know, they respect the competition that much. So you have to also have that in mind, that as much as it hurts, this too shall pass. The pain of losing a gold trophy in my heart can never compare, to this other pain. Like when I lose a gold trophy, I feel it more than me just struggling with breeding. Because losing a gold trophy, it doesn't settle well with my soul. Why? It undermines my breeding. It undermines my jockeying, and it undermines my efforts and my entire stables. So it's always something psychologically that doesn't settle well with me. In this case, we had a grade 8 Raphael. He's a front horse, 1600, and he has all the traits I can imagine, the stats, the diet plans. He can't do well. That does not settle well with me because he's not a back horse. So taking him out there and going for war with a horse I'm not good jockeying because of the position, him being a front horse, always psychologically leaves this that lingering doubt in your subconscious every time you breed. So I know when I fail to do well in live events, it affects me also breeding. I rather suffer breeding and getting everything right than dealing with the pain of being always the last on your server, and last in this case maybe number 2, number 3, because as long as I'm not number 1, I'm last. That's the type of mindset I have for my stable. So I really dig deep whenever I face these type of milestones where I'm breeding perfect horses back to back and we're having results like this, the B's, the very softs when they're not there, these horrible outcomes that we're having. I have these moments where I say, hey DJ, I have to dig deep. We have the 76 subscribers that we have here in YouTube. Show them love, bro. I know it's annoying that you have to deal with this, but you really have to dig deep. This is bigger than you. You have to help other people that are subscribed. You need to be the source of motivation for these people. So I want you to raise your chin up, brother. Get that head and hold it high. Head high, my brother. Don't look down. Keep going for higher lengths, and we do that. This entire video is to show you that it is possible, even though it's very tricky. It is possible to breed these champion horses, and it is possible to one day feel what I'm feeling, especially when you hit Hall of Fame and win these tier 1 prizes. You get your gold, you get additional, whatever it is that makes you have that yearn to play this game. In my case, it's for me it's more of the gold trophies more than gold itself. I'm more competitive in this game, so whenever I see the gold trophies, I see the number 1, I see all these things, they keep me going in my stables. Of course, the gold is also good because it allows you to further be ambitious with the goals and dreams you have for your stables. But it's always that respective number 1 in your server. That's what keeps me going. And you guys also on YouTube, so please bear in mind this took 4 weeks for me to do so. I really appreciate right now if you could just leave a like for me, and then if you have a question, drop it in the comment section, or if you just want to say, hey man, Thank you for going hard for us. It really meant a lot to me. In this case here, back to the screen now, we had a B on jump from entire pedigree of A stars and A's, and the +2 was on speed. This was as close as we got to a champion on the grade 2s, and sadly, I had to give you a piece of my mind here. This horse, we had to sell it because having a B on jump would really affect this horse on the time trial. So that's as close as we got after breeding so much. And I think the grade 2s, I bred more than 92 horses until we got a champion grade 2, so close to 100 horses. So you can imagine psychologically how messed up that is. Here now is the grade 8s. You're gonna look at the pedigree and the traits mostly, but the pedigree we're not gonna expect. It's my bad. We're not gonna inspect it that much. So we just gonna look at the traits, the stats, the position, obviously, and as well as the track. We had elite lineage on a stallion. That's a very important trait that most of you guys won't pay attention to, but it's very crucial, especially for higher grades like the grade 8 and the grade 9, because you can't afford to be always breeding legendary studs with those horses. Now, the same problem I'm facing with the lower grades, the grade 6s, the grade 4, the grade 2s, it's there. The medium horses, sometimes middle horses, everything. And I'm telling you, I'm breeding 2 soft back horses, and they give me a middle horse and a medium, things like that. I'm really not a fan of this because it takes 16 hours, guys. I want you to bear in mind, it takes freaking 16 hours to breed a grade 8. Do you understand? The game, honestly, they should not even be taking such lengths for us to breed a horse. A maximum a horse should take is 4 hours in this game. And when you think that a grade 9 takes a day, 24 hours to breed a horse, it's gonna be so painful me just trying to deal with that in future when obviously the project has to commence, This game, they should honestly be more strategic with this breeding thing. There is no way a horse should take 16 hours. Even 4 hours is a lot. Maximum a horse should take is 2 hours. The guys on the PC version, they take an hour to breed a grade 10. An hour in that game. We take 24 hours on the mobile version to breed a grade 9. You can imagine how long it takes to actually breed 10s, because in the story mode they do have that goal. That is the grade 2 champion there. Sorry for me yapping. Let him walk among the stables. Let him feel at home. He's a stallion, by the way. So far we have 2 stallions, grade 2 and 4, and he has that beautiful coat. Look at him, the Badger Pinto. What a beautiful coat. And I had to train them up, him and the other stallion. So we have 2 boys right now. We have the 2 big boys that will be representing us on the Evans 2000, soft and hard. Now here we are cooking a machine with these grade 8s, because I think sometimes people just, they forget who you are, they forget who I am. And respectfully, sometimes you just gotta remind them, hey, put respect on my name. What I'm cooking here is I'm aiming for a 3 exotic trait horse, back horse. The traits involved will be Mid Miracle, Hard and Fast, Thundering Hooves, and the Gold Blazing Hoof. The reason I took this path is we did not have a base distance, grade 8. In this case, it was there, but all of them were middle horses. You understand? So I did not want to be dealing with middle horses and all that. So we had to breed mid-miracle so that this horse can run everything from 1,400 to 2,002. So the horse that we're breeding is going to be a back horse. He's going to practically run everything for us on the grade 8s, because Raphael, for me, he's a front horse. He has to be replaced. Now, eventually we got to this beautiful little filly here. Pay attention to what you saw previously before we got to this filly, this little half-breed here. The mother was a cross of Yakalteki and Thoroughbreed. So I did rename her now to Exotics, and I took my big boy grade 8 Segrega. Now, Segrega, he had different traits as opposed to Sir Barrister, his son. So this whole lineage of these 3 exotic trait horses know that the fathers are Segrega and Sir Barrister. These are the horses that gave birth to all these big boys. This one sadly was a very soft, and he had the correct bonus stat on speed. And I would not breed for bonus stats on an 8 because it's not because it's expensive. That's one of the reasons, of course, but the main reason is instant training was going on here, and I had to get a horse as soon as possible. And then I had to train it up with everything I had. So I was racing against time in order to make sure that this project is completely closed. We finally get this stallion champion. He will be the next grade 8 big thing. Now read the traits as I click on them. Mid-miracle, hard and fast, and thundering hooves. Respectfully, this is by far the most challenging thing I've ever had to do. Trust me, it is so difficult to breed 3 exotics, especially on a horse that takes 16 hours to breed. You can imagine the pain I had to go through. You can imagine the amount of times I had to run the cross-country races to gain materials, to be requesting materials from my friends. It took a lot, guys. Psychologically, financially, and emotionally, it's a lot. So do grasp something from this. Don't be so disheartened all the time not getting what you wanted. And to prove my case, instant training was left with 5 hours when I finished giving birth to this. The stable was giving birth to this beautiful stallion. Only 5 hours was left, so I had to speed train this boy and make sure that he's good to go out there and become our next big thing, hopefully, because he's a back horse. I have high expectations of him. I'm here to name him, and don't think we forgot our beautiful grade 6. I trained her 2 days, and as soon as instant train came in, I managed to train her. She's now well trained, and I'm happy that this project, guys, we can finally conclude it and say it's done. Now what's about to come here, guys, is just me leaving you guys off some little bit of highlights to show you that, hey, don't be thinking I'm misleading you. Before you here is my pride, grade 7 Serene. She's a 1,800 and she got Hall of Fame, running in 800, very soft, back horse. This is Narita, she's a middle horse. I don't like her, she will be replaced. And then obviously this is my new champion, grade 8, Steamburst. I ran her and she got number 1 in the world. I'm left with the very soft grade 4 and 2, so I will be making another evens video in future on the entire breakdown of my evens breeding from grade 2, 4, 6 and 8. And lastly, yes, the Anglo-Arab is out, I know, respectfully it's out. I will make a separate video breeding it in future, but it'll just be for now the grade 4 and 2, or maybe just the 4, because I'm really not a fan of cross country. I will breed that as soon as I'm done breeding flat races, because I don't want my breeding stalls and my pastures being full of horses that are not flat racing. The reason I play this game is because of flat racing, but I will not kind of brush aside the people that also love cross country. So I will give you a more detailed video showing you the paths to take regarding that. It's been a ride, guys. Let me get back to breeding, and yeah, I'll be back with another video. Any questions, leave it there in the comment sections. Please do like and subscribe, share the video with your friends, and yeah, the Lord Jesus bless you guys. It's your boy DJ, leaving you off here with good results. Ciao.